I'm Julie Bean and I am here at Art Beads to do another live show. We're going to be doing a jewelry making tutorial here, which is something I do every single Wednesday over here at artbeads.com/live. But you might be joining us on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you are coming from. Thank you for joining us. It is always fun to be here. I am just one of a team of designers here at Art Beads who make creations all week long, and we do these wonderful live broadcasts, these live classes essentially. And it's so fun to join everyone live, and then we get to chat and talk and answer questions and design together. It's always a lot of fun. So I'm here on Wednesday, and then we also have the wonderful Becky Doll here tomorrow for Thursday, and Sarah Lovecraft on Friday to round out the week. So definitely catch them as well. And then the whole week starts over again on Monday, and we have Deb Floros, and then we have Andrea Bieber. So lots of great designers that join us every single week. So I want to tell you what we're going to do today. We are going to be making some sparkly jewelry using memory wire and rhinestone cup chain and also prestige bicones. So I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of what we're going to be doing. So you see right here, this is a bracelet and it's using a memory wire base. That's why it has that really perfect round shape to it and it holds its shape. So this is fun, and we're going to wire wrap some cup chain onto it. And I'm also going to show you a technique where we use prestige crystal bicones to create some sparkle as well. And I see Dee is joining us. Hi Dee, good morning or good afternoon. We never know where people are joining from, so it's always fun. So good morning, Dee. Okay, so this is what we're going to be making. We're going to be adding sparkle to our memory wire. And I want to show you flat memory wire today too, because that's something that not everyone knows about, and it's actually really, really cool. So a couple things before we get started is there are some little buttons on your screen, some little things to click on. The heart button, which I see little floating hearts, and I see those right now. Thank you guys. And when I see Dawn, hi Dawn. Oh, it's good to hear you and see you as well. Hi Tanya, good to see everyone joining us today. All right, so there's a heart icon. If you like what you're seeing, click the heart icon. If you want to share what you're seeing, there's a little arrow icon. And then if you want to see everything that we are working on with today, there's a little shopping bag icon. You can click on that and I'll show you everything all at once. So you don't have to wait for a banner to pop up. You can just click on that and you're going to stay in the show. You're not going to miss anything. So that's really handy too. And I see PJ and I see Deb and Robin and Pauline. Hello guys. So good to see everybody. And then, and Eric is here and Michelle is here, and Eric is saying he always knows the weather in LA because he can see the reflection on my glasses. Yep, it is sunny in LA today. We did get rain though, which was very exciting. We all went outside and we danced in the rain because it was the first rain in months. So I'm going to flip my camera down. When I do that, everybody is going to see my weather in my backyard. And we saw the really cool harvest moon this morning, which was awesome. There's a big moon. Okay. So here we go. Yep, there's the weather. My jungle of a backyard right now. It is sunny and bright, but it's actually kind of crisp and cool, which is nice too. All right, and here is my work surface. And I also want to let you guys know we are going to have a giveaway during this show. And what we're going to be giving away is something that we are using in the show. We're going to be giving away one of these prestige Bicone blends. This is the Guilty Pleasure blend. I'm going to hold it up because we're going to be working with it. And I'll tell you what the giveaway is in a little bit, but you'll have to stay tuned. So here it is. And if you are over on Facebook or YouTube and you want to partake in the giveaway, click on the link in the description of the video. It will pop you over to artbeads.com/live, where we are going to be putting comments down. The way you're going to enter and win this giveaway is by commenting on this video, but you got to be here at artbeads.com/live so that we can actually see your comments. But we are going to give away this blend, which is so pretty. This is 4mm prestige crystal bicones, and this is the Guilty Pleasure blend, which kind of reminds me of like Gatsby. This is a very pretty, like I always think of this as like my Art Deco blend. I love these colors. These are my favorite colors. Oh my gosh, I see Lori and I see Elisa and I see Janine. Hi guys. Always good to see everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And then we won't forget about that giveaway at the end, so stay tuned. Okay, so here is my finished sample, and you can see this is done with memory wire. Oh, hi Santa Barbara girl. Oh, thank you. It's good to be back for sure. I was out for a little bit, but I am happy to be back. Okay, so we've got wire wrapped rhinestone cup chain onto memory wire. So the memory wire I'm going to be showing and using in the show is the medium size. It's in that shopping bag, and I'm going to be using the normal memory wire, which you can see here is just a traditional wire. But I do want to show you real quick flat memory wire, and I'm going to open up a container of it because not everybody is familiar with flat memory wire, and it's really cool. So flat memory wire is essentially just what it sounds like. It is memory wire, but instead of being a round wire, it is a flat memory wire. And this actually is great. I'm going to do the tutorial on the round memory wire because I think most people have the round memory wire and are used to it. So I want to show how to do it with it. But if you really like the look of the rhinestone cup chain, I will say it's actually even easier to do on the flat memory wire because if you look at the back of the cup chain, it's flat. And if you look at this, it's flat. So when you line them up together and you wire wrap them on it, it's actually easier and it creates a really nice base. So that is something to keep in mind. If you do like the look of this project, you want to do a bunch of these, the flat memory wire is super good for that. And it comes in silver and it comes in gold, and you use it the same way as regular memory wire. You're going to be using your memory wire cutters on it. Everything's the same except for it's got that nice flat edge to it. Okay, so that was my talk about flat memory wire because I think it's cool and not everyone knows about it. Okay, we're going to be using size 24 PP rhinestone cup chain. Oh, hi Kat and Jenny, hello, and Christy. Good to see everybody today on this Wednesday. Okay, I'm going to be using the pink. Now, you could also use 18 pp. So this is 18 pp for a size comparison, and this is 24. So the 24 is larger than the 18. I know sometimes with bead numbers, like a 15-0 bead is smaller than an 11-0, so it can get a little confusing. So this is the 24 and this is the 18. And so we're going to be using the pink 24 pp. I'm going to be using a regular memory wire here. And this is going to be the medium size. Now it does come in different sizes, so that's good to remember, but we're just going to be using this one. And then what I'm going to be using is, I think for contrast so we can see things a little bit better, I'm going to be using 26 gauge gold wire. You could definitely do it with silver as well. I think 24 and 26 are both ideal for this project. 22 gets a little stiff in my opinion and my hand starts to hurt, but 26 or 24 is really good. Okay, so then we're going to do the gold, and Kim is saying she used for wire wrapping beads onto memory wire for a fun bracelet. Oh good, you've done this, awesome. Yeah, it's really fun. I think that this is a great project and it doesn't take that long. So I'm going to show you how to start it. I'm not going to do an entire wrapping just because that will take too long for this one show, and I want to show you the other technique of the bicones as well. What would be for a large wrist? So for a large wrist, you would get the large size memory wire. So I don't think I have it in the cart. Maybe Michelle can add it to the cart. This is the medium size, but it does stretch out. So what's nice about memory wire, like look, we can make that round bigger and it still retains its shape. So even for some large wrists, the medium size will work too, but it does come in different sizes and you can get one for a larger wrist. But what is nice about memory wire is it kind of is a one size fits most because it does stretch out, which is what I like. And you don't have to worry about a clasp too with memory wire. So I always am a fan of memory wire for that reason too. It's like I don't have to think about matching findings to it or anything like that. Okay, for this project, I like to pre-cut my memory wire just so I get these extra coils out of the way. It just makes the wrapping easier. So I know for this particular type of project for me, what I want to do is I want to have it overlap just a little bit. So I'm gonna start, I can always cut it down more later, but I'm just gonna cut it with my memory wire cutters. And just do remember to not use your regular cutters for this. Memory wire cutters are a must for memory wire, because if you use your regular cutters, it will kind of nick and ding them because it's so strong. Oh, and Dee is saying this would be a great project for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Pretty sparkly and pink. Absolutely. This would be a wonderful project for that. Good call. And then if you have a small wrist, should you use small? Mine are about 6.5 inches. I would probably still use medium. I think medium would be good. I have a pretty small wrist too, and this is how it looks on my wrist. So I think I like it being a little bit loose. If you like your bracelets tighter, Alyssa, you might want to go for a small, but medium's pretty good. Yeah, so it is, Susie saying it's good we're doing a show and mentioning sizing. Yeah, I think sizing is definitely important. I think most memory wire projects are kind of meant to be kind of dangly and loose. Usually they're not meant to be super tight, but it is nice that memory wire comes in different sizes. So even though it kind of is like I said, like a one size fits most, if you know that you tend to need your bracelets a little bit larger, you can get that large size. If you know that you have a particularly small wrist and you don't want something, too bulky on there, you can get a smaller size. Oh, and Robin's saying to Alyssa that her wrist is 6.5 and she uses the medium. Perfect. Okay, Tanya's a 5-inch wrist and she uses the medium. Okay, this is good. Okay, and they make oval memory wire as well for, okay, yes, that is true. So I'm gonna tilt my screen up a little. I'm having a little bit of a hard time reading comments. Let me fix this a little bit. And then Kim uses small for her kids for jewelry making camp. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Oh yeah, these are great projects to do with younger ones under supervision, because I do it with my kids too, because it's so fun just to put the beads on it, and then you can help them with the finishing and the cutting. Oh, good. And Eric says large flat memory wire added. Perfect. Good. Yeah, I think, this is the beauty of doing these lives, is things that we wouldn't normally talk about if we were just to type up a project, like the sizing, is so important for jewelry design and jewelry making. And I think it's great that we get to talk about it here and ask questions. Oh, good. And Michelle has added more memory wire bracelet packs for all sizes to the shopping bag. So if you want to see some of those, click on that shopping bag and it'll show the different sizes. And keep asking questions here, because we have the community knowledge right now. We're all pulling together and can talk from experience, which I so appreciate. Like Kim sharing hers and Robin. It's great that we can all help each other out here. Okay, so for this particular project, I do recommend pre-cutting it. It can just even be a rough cut. Maybe you want to cut it down further when you get towards the end of your project, but give yourself plenty, but it does help to cut off those extra rounds as we're going to do this. So another thing with memory wire is most people will tell you to finish the end with a round nose plier. I don't like doing that. I find it hard. I find it hard to grip the tip of this with a round nose plier. I like using my chain nose. I just feel like because they're flat right here, I have better grip. And for me, I don't know, that just makes all the difference. So I really do enjoy using a chain nose to turn my ends. I don't think the look is that much different from a round nose, but it helps me a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to grab the tip of it. You can kind of see I just got the tip right there. And I'm going to basically, let me see if I can do this with the best camera angle, rotate it backwards. And this was another community tip. This was something that someone shared, and I thought it was so smart to rotate your ends away from what will be the inside of the memory wire so that they don't poke your wrist. And I thought that was such a good tip. So here we're just twisting it. And basically what this is doing is this is creating a stop for your beads or for your wire, whatever it is you're working with. But you see, we've just made like a little loop. And so we can just, try to close that loop as best as you can. But there you go. So we just have a nice little loop. And I love that tip about making sure it goes out away from the interior of the memory wire, because when you put this on, you see how that's now away from my wrist and not poking into me. So that is something that I think is very helpful. Okay, I'm going to do the 26 gauge, but 24 also works really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a length that I feel comfortable working with. And this is a nice project with the cup chain because you can add more wire as you go. It's not a project where if you cut your wire too short, you're going to be stuck, which I think is important. So I'm going to cut the amount that I feel good working with. And remember, if you've worked with wire, once you're twisting it and twisting it, it can get a little bit hard, like work hardened, and it can be more difficult to work with. So I've got 12, 14 inches here that I'm going to start with. So I'm going to first take this and I'm going to make several wraps up by that loop. So I've got it here. I just have like a little tail that I'm going to trim off at the end. And I'm going to go around the wire and I'm going to try to hold this end kind of away from it so that I can do some wrappings. And you see it's just going up and over the memory wire and through. And it's okay if your wraps aren't perfectly tight to begin with. We're going to cinch them up. And then Amber saying, I go around twice to make sure if I add charms, they don't fall off. That's a really good tip too. That's really smart. Yeah, because you don't want to have a beautiful charm there and have it fall off. I love that we share knowledge. That is the beauty of these lives. Okay, so I'm just feeding this through. Up and over and through. And I'm going like 4, 5, 6 times here. Okay, so you see what we've got? Okay, so now what I want to do is I don't want that big gap there. I want this up against it. So I'm actually going to take my nails, kind of squish it together a little bit, and then I'm going to push it down towards my loop. So you can see what we've got right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our cup chain and we are going to put it right here along the edge where that first little cup is sitting on top of the wire wraps we just made. So that way what we're going to do is we're going to have a nice, we're not going to have like a gap. It's going to be totally there. So the flat side of the memory wire is against the flat side of the cup chain is against the memory wire. So now what we're going to do, the first couple are the hardest and then it gets easier. There's a little metal bridge between each rhinestone. You can see that little metal bridge. We're just going to wire wrap around it. And for those of you just joining us, welcome. We're making sparkly jewelry with rhinestone cup chain and memory wire. And then we're going to have a giveaway here at some point during the show live today. And what we're giving away is a beautiful prestige crystal bicone blend. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so now we went around once and we're going to go up and over again. So we're again going in that same spot with our wire. So it's basically 2 wraps. Okay, so now we're going to come back through the middle and we're going to go over to the next one. And we're just going to basically jump over. So we're just going to take our wire and pull it. And now we're going to go through and up and over that thread bridge too, or metal bridge, I should say. I'm so used to bead weaving, but it's a metal bridge, not a thread bridge. Okay, so we went up and over and we're going to do it again. And I really think it is important to do it that second one, that second loop. It just makes it really nice and secure. Okay, so we've done that one. So you can see those wraps. Hi, Rosie, good morning. Okay, and we're going to do it again. And you just keep doing this for as much as you want. And you can make this as long as you want, as short as you want. You could do several wraps. Oh, hi, Sharon. It is really good to see everyone today. So fun. All right, so let's see what we got. So see, we've got that wrapped on there. Let me try to get that in focus. And what's cool is you can get this rhinestone cup chain in different colors as well. And you can do gold or silver and different colored crystals. So that's really fun as well. I love this pink. I think it's really a pretty pink, but you can do clear crystal. Here's our sample. with the clear crystal, so very classic and elegant. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up and over. I wanna do a few more so you can see it. And then what I'm gonna do is we're gonna use our imagination and pretend that we finished it, because I wanna show you how to finish the other end. So we'll have like a swatch and we're gonna then pretend it was like the end of it. Okay, and then we're gonna do a couple more so I have a good swatch to work with here. And if you do run out of wire, which you will probably, because it's kind of unwieldy to have too much wire, I should show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to add more wire as well, because I don't want you stuck not knowing how. Okay, we're going to pretend that we're running out of wire. So we're going to do a loop. So we're going to wrap it the exact same way, just as if we were going to go on to the next one. Okay, so let's pretend like this was down to the last bit of wire here. So you're just going to pull up your wire, trim it, tuck your end, just tuck it in there, and you want it facing away from your wrist, so you don't want a pokey. And then you're just going to grab another length of wire, and it'll be a little bit longer than the length I'm grabbing, but I also know I'm doing a demo. Would 1 foot of cup chain be enough to make this bracelet? Yes, 1 foot of cup chain would be enough to make this bracelet. If you want to do more wraps, you can get more than 1 foot. Okay. And so I want to show you how to add more. Okay, so we still got this on here. Okay, and Robin, yes, we were saying too, yeah, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The pink would be perfect. Absolutely. Okay, so you are going to now go into your same spot that you did your wrappings before, and you're going to overlap. So this spot will just have a little bit of a thicker wire wrap. Let me see. I don't think it really matters which end you start from. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. Okay, I'm going to start from here. So you go back and you do a couple wraps where you were, and the wire is not very thick that we're working with, so it's really not going to show. Okay, so we just added a little bit more right there, and then we just go along our way, just the same way we did before. And you just keep doing some wrappings. And now it's just as if you had never run out of wire, but it is considerably easier than trying to work with a really long piece of wire to start this project. Could you work off a spool? Let me think. Your end. I think it would be hard because you wouldn't have an end to work with. Like, see how we've got this end right here that's going up and through your centerpiece here, your center, because I think you would have to then take the spool each time and put it through, which might be a bit cumbersome. You could try it for sure though. I always think experimenting is well worth it. You could definitely try to find a way to work off the spool. Or you could try to cut a longer piece. If you're using a 26 gauge, it won't get really work hardened on you. It's just you'll have to pull more wire through each time. But you could do that. You know, it's totally up to you what your comfort zone is. I know I get frustrated if I have too long of a piece, so I tend to cut it shorter and add more, and that's easier for me, but everyone's different, and definitely find what works for you. And then I'm going to do a couple more wraps, and then we're going to pretend that I did the whole bracelet because I want to show you how to finish it as well. Okay, so let's say we are working towards our end. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to cut where you want it to be the final, final crystal cup here. Let's say it's going to be this one here. So we're just going to cut that thread bridge. Okay, and now what we want to do is we want to cut our memory wire about between 1/4 and 1/2 inch from the end of the last cup. Could you wrap with something other than wire like S-Lon? Yeah, absolutely. You could totally. You'll just have to find a way to secure the S-Lon right up here. I mean, the wire is nice because it kind of secures itself, But you could definitely, like, you could even use like a wildfire, like a .006. You could do something like that. You don't have to use wire for this. You could definitely use it. Or if you, like, the Eslon would be cool because it comes in so many pretty colors. You could do like the pink on pink. So you could do pink Eslon wraps with the pink cup chain, or you could do like turquoise and pink or something. You can make it really fun and colorful if you used Eslon. Okay, so I used regular cutters to cut the cup chain. Now I'm going to go back to my memory wire cutters, and I'm going to cut it, like I said, it's between a quarter and a half, and I am just going to snip that. So that is now off. And actually, this would be a really pretty focal for a necklace. So we can make lots of different things with it. All right, before I go any further, I'm going to turn this end, and I'm going to use these pliers. So same as before, you're just going to turn your end to finish it, and we're pretending that this is a full bracelet. So just grab that end, turn it. Remember, this is what makes it stop. Okay, so we've got that end turned. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish our wrapping. So we just got that little bit of chain left. Where am I coming off of? There I am. Same thing. Okay, and just wrap it. Now you can end your wrap in this bridge right here. Oh, and Kim's done macrame on flat memory wire. Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah, flat memory wire is really neat. I feel like it's like I said before, I feel like it's kind of like a hidden thing. Like not everybody knows about flat memory wire, and it's so cool. Okay, so you can end your wrappings right here, or you can end your wrappings right by the loop and just go right here. And you can kind of do a few wrappings right here as well. And that is how you wire wrap cup chain onto memory wire. And I like to always cut the wire facing up and away from my wrist. So I cut it, and then I take my chain nose, and just as if I was doing any other wire wrap project, I make sure I tuck that end in so it's not pokey. Yes, 1 foot is enough for this bracelet. So if you see, let me find some more. I'll show you. Okay, so if we were to measure this, I'm just going to use this cup chain because it's loose. This is how much it used. Let me go get my ruler real quick, guys, because I can. Let me see if I know where it is. I was using it to measure ceiling fans this morning. Let me go real quick. Okay, so here we go, guys. This is my like house construction ruler. Okay, so this is the spot. So this bracelet takes 9 inches of rhinestone cup chain. And if you can see right here, this is how much I overlapped. I overlapped by about 1 inch. So that was my overlap. So you could, with 1 foot of cup chain, you could overlap quite a bit more. You could probably do 1.5 circles. So that would be really pretty too. And then we can just extrapolate that if you wanted to get 2 feet of the rhinestone cup chain, you could make a bracelet that has 3 loops to it. So that would be really pretty. Let's see, where did my sample go that we just made? Okay. Yeah, so if you can see what like 3 loops would look like. So that would be super sparkly. And actually you could even alternate colors with the wrappings too. You could do like a center loop in pink and then do the clear crystal on the 2 outside. So that would be really fun. Okay, I want to show you now how you would do something like this if you want to make some sparkly jewelry using prestige bicones. And this is going to be the giveaway here, and we'll do the giveaway in just a few minutes. I'll show you this technique and then we'll do the giveaway. Okay, So these are Prestige Bicone blends. I have a couple of different ones in the shopping bag. They're really cool. They're all 4 millimeters. They come in a tube like this, and you get all these different colors that have been curated. So they're really pretty and sparkly. Okay, so let's say you want to wire wrap them onto cup chain. So you would do the exact same thing as the, or you want to wire wrap them onto memory wire. Sorry guys, I keep confusing memory wire and cup chain. Okay, so you would turn your end just like before. And then what you would do to add them is you start with your wrappings just like before. And then you just have your wire. And this is actually getting a little bit low, small here, but you just add a bicone. So you just thread it on, you let it fall to the bottom, and it's nice because bicones do have some flat edges to them on the side. So you just pull it off to the side, and then you just wrap around. And again, you're gonna do 2 wraps. So you wanna go through it, up and over, and through it again. So through that middle section. And there you have a bicone on there. And then you just pick up another one. Okay, and if you're doing one of these blends, you'll have a bunch of colors to choose from, and they're all gonna look really nice together. And you could do this on the flat memory wire as well. But again, you just hold it in place. And you go down through the memory wire, up, and down through and over again. And you're just gonna add as many as you want to your bracelet. And it's just super, super sparkly. Let me do one more. And then I wanna show you another way that I use these bicones as well. So as I'm doing this, let's go ahead and do the giveaway. So our giveaway today is the Guilty Pleasures Bicone Blend. To win it, you need to be the first to leave the correct comment for the answer to this question. So get ready to comment, and it'll be the first one. And Michelle is going to be looking at the comments, and she will tell us the winner. So get ready. So what animal has a national holiday on December 9th? So what animal has a national holiday on December 9th? All right, start posting your comments with the correct answer, and Michelle will grab the first one. I see some good guesses. We'll wait for Michelle. I'm loving all the guesses. All right, I just saw Michelle post, so congrats to our winner, Tanya. So it is the llama. The llama has a national holiday on December 9th. Good job, you guys. That was fun. So congratulations, Tanya. You're going to get this bicone blend to play with. So super fun. That was really fun, everyone. Thank you guys for commenting. So you'll never know what you'll see in these live shows. So sometimes we have giveaways and we have different things happening. So Tanya, you'll get in contact with Michelle, and congratulations again. And I'm reading the comments, they're so fun. Okay, I'm gonna show you real quick how you would end the bicones, just so you know that as well. And so what you would do is you would cut it again the same way. You would turn your end the same exact way. And then just as before, you just do some extra wraps. So just 4 or 5. And you go ahead and you do your wraps. And you trim it. And I see Laura was asking, Michelle, thank you for answering, if the bicone blends come in different sizes. They do not, but I think that would be awesome if they did, for sure. Okay. So that is what it looks like for the bicones. Another good use for the bicones would be to create little dangles. So right here, you can see at the end of our bracelet, I put 3 little bicone dangles on each. So I'm going to show you how you would create a little bicone dangle. You would just take a head pin and you would put a bicone on it. And you would grab your pliers, and I've got wire looping pliers, and you can also use round nose, but we're just going to go ahead and have a little gap between the bicone and where we grab it, and crimp it down. And I know I definitely have some fans of these wire looping pliers in this show. I know we've talked before. They are awesome. They're one of those tools that once you use, you never go back. And then what you'll do is you'll just create some wraps. You can use a 21 gauge head pin. You can use a 22. You can use a 24. Whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, and then you just tuck your end. And you've got a little bicone dangle that you would just take a jump ring. We got a jump ring right here. You would just take a jump ring. And I'm trying to read the comments as I do this. I can't catch them all. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, and Santa Barbara Girl said these are the best pliers. Totally agree. And then Susie from South Florida says she didn't know that about the llama. So that's why llamas show up at Christmas time. She said, I bought a nice one on after Christmas clearance sale. Our two daughter-in-laws are Latina. Sorry, I'm trying to read this as it goes up. Latinas. I love hearing everybody's stories. I had llamas at my wedding. My grandma is where I got married at my grandma's place. And where's my sample here? She had llamas in her horse pasture. And so we had signs saying, beware the llama's spit for our wedding guests. But we had about 8 llamas at our wedding. Okay, and you just put this on. All right, and there you go. So that is a little way of adding a little dangle. You can add 1, you can add 3, you can add 5, you could do it to both sides, whatever you like. But I do think that the rhinestone cup chain has a lot of sparkle, and the bicones have a lot of sparkle. So if you're looking to add a lot of sparkle to your jewelry and you want to do some memory wire jewelry, which is really fun and easy, this is a great way to do it. Okay, I'm going to flip the screen up real quick, and then I'll say goodbye, and we'll see you guys next week. So let me flip this up real quick. Okay, hi guys. Thank you for joining me today. That was fun. Congratulations to Tanya, our winner, and thanks for joining me. This was fun to do rhinestone cup chain onto memory wire. I'll be back next week with another show, but don't forget to check out Becky Doll tomorrow and Sarah Lovecraft on Friday. And then if you have anything in your shopping cart, please make sure to cash it out. Because as you know, sometimes with these live shows, things sell out quickly. So if you have it in your shopping cart and you want to get it, it would be good to check out now so that you make sure you get it. But thank you guys. This was fun. I see Kim and Sharon and Tanya. Thank you guys. This was fun. I always try to come up with techniques that I think would be of interest. But if you guys ever have ideas, let me know, or even during the course of a show, if you have an idea for a future show, definitely let me know that as well. It is fun to collaborate and work together. So I will see you guys next week. Have a great rest of the week and happy beading. Bye everyone.